Hello, graphic designers. This is your host, Mr. Granlund here, and I am in the middle of making my shoe design inside of photopea. So let me show you some of the things that I've done first, and I'm going to click OK on that. So the first thing I did was I went and found a picture of a shoe template. Now you can use a shoe template like this one here, or you could find a picture of a shoe that you want to use for your project here. And what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm pasting in pictures of texture. So the first texture that I found was this nice red leather texture. And I really liked the way that the leather kind of stood out on this. You can find your own leather texture. And then I imported that and I cut it out. And I've also found this really cool quilted leather texture. And so inside of here, I pasted that leather texture and I warped it in such a way so that it looks like it's kind of going around or going away from the viewer. And now I'm going to cut it out according to the shoe. So I'm actually going to put it underneath here. I'm going to turn on this layer and it goes away. And change this here to some other thing. So I like to see the lines as I'm cutting things out, because I'm going to go to my magic wand tool, click on this area, hold down the shift button and continue to click, and I'm adding in just a little bit more space in here. So when you hold shift and you click, it adds to your selection. I could also go into here and go to my lasso select, hold shift, and add that way as well. And now I'm going to take this selection, I'm going to go into layer 3, and then I just click this add layer mask button. Now when I turn off this line layer, here I have this. Now eventually I'm going to take this picture and go to move it up and actually change that to multiply, and you'll actually be able to see the textures shine through. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through and add some more textures and fill in these different areas with different colors. Okay. Pause. This is the refined edge. You can find some help and a tutorial on how to use this in the upper right hand corner, but it brings you to a new window, so don't be thrown off by it. Basically what it allows you to do is add to your selection here and change the way the border. So if I increase the border here, you see that it makes it fuzzier, so it adds 3 pixels to the border. Or if I go to 0, then it has a very sharp line like that. I'm going to increase the border to about 3. And then I'm going to click OK. Now it copied from this layer, and that's not exactly what I wanted to do. But I can use this by holding Control on the keyboard and clicking on it, and then going to my layer 4, which has my my white leather, and then clicking on the Add Layer Mask button. And now you can see that white leather has been added to there. And let's say I wanted to add some more to this. I can take my brush tool and with the color white selected, actually paint in here as well. And if I go over the edge, that's okay. I just would change the order so it goes behind my red leather. And sometimes that's a better approach, just because then you get rid of that, what we call artifacting. So here, I'll show you what it looks like in just a second here. So as you can see, it looks kind of terrible right now. But if I change the order, where I take this and I put it underneath my red leather, those seams are looking really nice now. And I can even continue to paint it from there. And if I mess up, I can erase it by switching the color. So I'm painting black on the layer mask. And that'll help the cutouts as well. And just to look at it with the lines, this is kind of what it's looking like. You see that texture there. And if I change that gray color to be lighter even more, then it goes away even more. So you can go to Image and Adjustments. Levels will work great. And all I'm doing is taking that, it's kind of a gray paper that I was drawn on, or it was just photographed in bad light. And so if I make the white stand out more, then since it's multiplied, so I've changed this to multiply, it just ends up looking a little bit cleaner. See, just like that. That's a pretty hot looking shoe, if you ask me. So I'd go through and fill in all the different textures. I'd try and find some sort of like rubber texture for the sole here. You can paint the colors. You can add different designs and logos on here. Make it your own. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of your very cool shoes, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial.